Hey everyone, welcome back to the BU Show. Today's topic is the most powerful words that can change your life. And it's two words. Sonia, any guesses on what those two words could be?
Well, I happen to know what they are because I have learned to use them. The most powerful words that we can say are I am. And we are going to be talking more about that as we get into today's show. So welcome. We are so glad that you are here. I am your host, Sonia.
And I am your host, Jen, and I'm going to start you off with an I am quote, folks. I am thankful for the love, and I am capable of giving and receiving. Girl, hit us.
You know, why is it so powerful for us to use that simple phrase, I am? Well, one of the things that I have learned is that we are programmed to say things like, I hope, or I think that this will happen in my life, or I'm hoping, and we don't put the power in the punch, shall we say. We need to take ownership. And when we have the confidence, and that's exactly what it takes an amount of confidence for us to firmly state to the universe and to ourselves even that I am powerful. I am confident. I am worthy of all that I am receiving. And there is just such energy that are in those words. And we want to really encourage you this coming week to constantly be thinking about that, to be thinking about how you can hold on to that simple phrase, I am, and state it every day and throughout your day in a very embracing it and knowing and believing. Because that's one thing, right, Jen? We can easily just say, oh, I'm happy.
You need to honestly believe this. So I'm going to throw out a challenge because you know me, I love challenges. So I want you guys to wake up every morning and state that I am mantra. I am happy. I am healthy. I am beautiful, which so many of us struggle with. I am wealthy, whether it's financially wealthy, maybe it's wealthy because you have that confidence that you just want to show. Okay. I want you guys to state that morning, noon, and night 3 times a day. But then each night before you go to bed, I want you guys to write some I am statements, because by saying it, by writing it, and by believing in it, you become what you are saying. Is that not right?
Yes, I know it sounds corny. And for some people, they can be like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. And for some people, it's also very frightening to actually step out and begin into the journey of self-discovery and self-growth, and being able to speak to yourself, I don't even know how to say it, but there's an element of
believing in yourself.
Yeah, courageousness. I mean, for some people, it is a huge step of being courageous to empower yourself with those simple words. And it doesn't have to be anything big and long. Just like Jen said, you can just quickly, list 3 of them. And as you go through the day, and even in your daily tasks, it's so easy to be bombarded with things that Jen and I talk about a lot about the influence of social media, but also like things that can happen in your world. You could be, driving to the grocery store and, somebody annoys you or cuts you off or something like that. And you can get really frustrated and take it out on yourself instead of saying, you know what, I am a careful driver. Something even so simple as that.
You know what? One thing I suggest, most of us are always on our digital devices. Either you guys have Androids or iPhones. There are so many different apps to use that have the positive mantras or I am mantras. Go find one that speaks to you. And also go find scroll through Facebook or Instagram and find those groups that have that positivity and have those positive affirmation mantras. When you guys start believing in it and actually saying it and doing it on a regular basis, and yes, it does sound corny, but it is true. It does work. Once you guys start repetitively doing this, and one thing that I've learned, it takes time. It takes at least 30 days for this to become a regular action in your life and for you guys to see change. So try it for the month of July. I want you guys to continuously do this. If you miss a day, we're not going to kill you guys. Trust us, we understand. But try it for 30 days because you will notice a change and a shift in your life.
Yeah, it won't happen overnight. And it won't happen in a week. I think they say it takes like 21 days to create a new habit for people 100%. Who are, trying to give up a health habit or whatever. It takes that 21 days to reprogram how the brain actually thinks and functions. So you have to sometimes hear over and over again, even some of the same simple I am phrases. I am powerful. I am confident. And even if you're saying the same thing for the rest of the month, you will find that it actually then starts to get into your belief system. And one thing that we hope that this community that we create here will be such that we are going to keep speaking those things into you, for you and for us. As friends, Jen and I are constantly checking in with each other to see how we're doing and helping each other become accountable. And we would love, for you to become a part of our community in that too. We just feel that there is such a need for this. We've heard too often the find your tribe. And it is true. I mean, there are people who have great tribes of other, especially in business, like-minded people who inspire them and bring them to the next level of belief. But we also believe that community can do that as well. And so we want that to be created here for you on the Be You Show, where you can be unapologetically unique and bring something to our community as well.
Sonia, talking about community and people, there are 4 different types of people. Why don't we talk about those today?
Caught me right in the middle of mid-sip. Way to go, girlfriend. Well, I think perhaps what you are referring to is the 4 different. We had a little glitch there. You froze up just a little bit.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. It happens. We're not in regular studios. We're recording live from our houses, one in the U.S. and one in Canada.
That's right. And today happens to be a really stormy, miserable day. So I kind of expected that we might run into glitches, but that's okay. So I believe when you mentioned the 4 different personalities that you were talking about was that there are, and there's an analogy, and there's lots of different personality assessments. So please understand that those are out there. But there are blueprints and actions and nurturers and knowledges. And this is my language code that I love to speak about, and that I train in as well. And so each one of those will approach an affirmation like I am differently. So an action is going to be like, I am amazing. I am fantastic. I am strong. And a nurturer might approach those from a very, I am loving. I am caring. I am valuable. A blueprint is going to look at a few more of the technical aspects. So I am intrigued by the daily tasks that I accomplish. A knowledge is going to be, I am learning more and more every day about myself. So we can, look at who we are and our personalities, and that might even become something that is reflected as you do go through your mantras for the month. So we want you to embrace the I am phrase, because who would have thought that two little words could be so powerful?
And those two little birds,
words.
Where
did we bring it in the birds?
Those two little words can go a lot further. But Sonia, if they want to know more about the 4 different codes and personalities, we're going to have them email us at the show, the bushow@gmail.com. And Sonia can give you a little more information about that. Also, make sure you're checking out our page and liking, subscribing, and sharing with your fellow friends and family. You can also get notifications when we come live to our page.
Yes, so we have this YouTube channel, and you might be notified if you've hit the notifications bell. You might be notified through YouTube, but we will also be putting these onto our Facebook page. So if you are normally a Facebooker and not as much of a YouTuber, then you will get notification on Facebook when we go live, or when we do these recordings and we put them up. And as Jen mentioned, I think last week in our show, she also said how we will be doing an occasional Facebook Live where we will be there and open to interact with you in the moment. And we're hoping that somebody will show up so that, we can have our friends and community there with us. So, another thing I wanted to reflect on is why it is important for us to use these powerful words. I think we don't realize how we've been programmed. And this can be not just through our childhood upbringing, but through everything that we've been exposed to, perhaps in one of our first jobs or places of employment. We may have had leadership that spoke to us a certain way. And that could have developed a limiting belief within us that we do not even recognize how that has affected us through the years. Something so simple as that. For others, we go through very traumatic experiences. Jen has mentioned her divorce. I've gone through a lot of grief in my family. And these kind of things, these traumas, can trigger a limiting belief. Something within our mind switches backwards and kind of goes against us. And so it's like we need to reach into the heart center of who we are that pulls it back out and says, no, that's not the way it is. It's not an I hope. It's not an I wish. It's an I am.
It's
statement.
So easy, Sonia, and from me firsthand, is so easy for us to point out the negatives. And when you guys do that, that's what we fall into. I can't, I don't, I feel like blah, blah, blah. And we always tend to go down that rabbit hole. And once you've gone down that rabbit hole and you surround yourself in that rabbit hole group, that's where you stay. Mm. And it's so easy for us to do that. That is why the I am messages are so important. I am amazing. I am worthy. I am lovable. I am successful in what I do. I am valuable. These words can change your life. And let your friends see that, because when you say these, you need to believe it. And once you start doing this on an everyday basis, you will see the change in your life.
It is true. Like, I'm listening to Jen and I'm thinking, okay, if I was the average listener and you're saying all these things, my limiting belief response might be, well, I want to do that. I'm hoping that I can commit to writing those things down, or I want to be successful in my business. But wanting and stating I am are two totally different things.
And believing.
Our brain receives those messages differently.
Yeah.
And for me personally, for those of you who have heard some of the interview or who know me personally, I do work with a brain injury that's happened in my life through a car accident. So I had to go through a period of retraining my brain. I had to really start thinking about how I did things, even if that was just, eating off a spoon or brushing my hair. But because of that, I've really been challenged to think about how I speak and what comes out of my mouth. And I'm very, very intentional with my words. I'm sometimes very blunt. I'm sometimes very straightforward, and I do that from the nurture part of who I am because I care, but it can, sometimes seem very sharp. But that's because I have gained a confidence through all that I have been through that allows me to believe firmly and accept who I am. Right. And that's not always easy for us to, just to love ourselves, to be able to be that confident. So we want you to embrace this and see how it can really build you up.
For those who have known me too, I didn't always have this confidence and belief in myself. Mm-hmm. And just like my event that I just went through, and I'm still battling with it and stuff because we do have a child, is that it's one of those things that you learn to love yourself again, and you learn to retrain yourself of what you want to become. And it takes time. You are a work in progress. Love yourself. Yeah. Yes, you're allowed to have those moments where you feel like, oh, everything is failing or you're not good enough. But don't believe it and don't stay there.
Yeah, that's the point, Jen. Don't stay there.
It is so easy for you to fall into that trap. And that's why we're saying this is going to be a challenge for a lot of people. It was a challenge for me. When I first started the divorce proceedings, I was blindsided. And it's one of those things that you need to start loving yourself and start saying those statements over and over. Get a little positive affirmation book. Order it off Amazon. Go to your local bookstore. Even go to a library and go get a book that has some positive affirmations and put them up around yourself, because you will start believing what you put into yourself.
I'm only smiling like really large because, again, I have known Jen for a lot of years. And this is not scripted. When Jen and I have these conversations with you, we do it from our heart. And I have seen the growth in Jen over the years. And sometimes I listen to her and I'm just like, yes, you have changed so much. You have grown so much. And, this is the important part and a big part of why we wanted to do this show, just to, help others believe in themselves and grow. And, and what do we gain out of it? We gain a community of friends. We gain the encouragement from you, our viewers, that you understand that you are walking this path as well. And that, you get it. And so we want to be that for you. We want to, have a cup of coffee with you. This is always our thing. And we thank you for your support of our show and the way that you are embracing Jen and I as well. So
one thing, guys, it won't happen overnight.
Yes.
And you guys need to know that. It's taken us a while to get to where we are. We weren't always this confident. At least I wasn't. And you can ask anyone. I might have portrayed I was, but there's no way I was. So it's something that we're here to help you along your journey. So if you guys have any questions for us, or someone who might be a great fit for this show and might want to come on, email us. We would love to be able to bring them on, talk to them, and interview them. We love hearing from you guys.
Yes. And we don't have all the answers. We are still growing as well. This is a big, even just creating this show was that step for us to continue to grow. This is pushing us out of our comfort zone. This is making us, Last week we talked about, being uncomfortable, doing something that was uncomfortable. And this is, this is a part of it for us. I mean, yeah, there's always the behind the scenes part before you hit the record button. We're never ever going to show you guys that because it's like crazy chaos.
Okay. No, Sonia's going to laugh at me. But before we're getting ready, I'm like, okay, got the hairspray. I have my cup, and then I have my cell phone with my quotes. Like, seriously, the behind the scenes is sometimes the most comical and stuff. And maybe we'll do some outtakes of behind the scenes eventually down the road because seriously, we're real as real can be.
Yes.
So that's one of the fun parts about getting to know us is you're going to be able to see us for who we are.
Yes. You know what? We're just grateful that you take the time to come and join us and, share this time with us. And our hope is that you take something away from it every week that will impact you in the most positive way, so that you can be confidently who you were created to be and be unapologetically unique.
So, Sonia, before we sign off, let's sign off with some I am statements. So, girl, hit it.
All right. So, I am grateful for all the good that's in my life. I am renewed every day by my confidence. I am stronger than my mind lets me believe. And I say that one sometimes because doubt creeps in a lot for me. I am beautiful on the inside and out. I am glad and grateful to have an opportunity to impact the world. I am confident.
Beautiful, girl. Love it. Love it. All right, people. Well, you heard my IAMs at the beginning. We're ending with Sonia's IAMs. Thank you for joining us. We are the Be You Show. I'm Jen.
And I'm Sonia.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Salud. Let's end with some coffee, girl.
Coffee.
Coffee.